we're just going to talk. And tonight, I really just want to spend a few moments with you and just talk to you about, giving your brain a break. Boom. Giving your brain a break. Doesn't that sound like a juicy, let's say, conversation? It's going to be a juicy, a vibrant, but yet a short conversation, right? Heather Coleman from St. Louis is joining us. Hey, Heather. So giving your brain a break. How many of you feel tonight that you need to really give your brain a break? Like you've been doing so much, and you got to give your brain a break. That even sometimes, when you go to bed at night, I know for me, guys, my brain sometimes, not sometimes, many times. Hey, Ashley from New York, it's still going. It's still going. So as we're waiting for a few of our friends to come on in and join us and say hi again, tell us where you're from. I'm excited because this is another day. It is what, October 19th. Can you believe that? Can you believe that we are in October 19th? Guys, we're almost at the ending. We're going in, honestly, this is the last quarter of 2020, and we've really spent the majority of 2020 in the pandemic. If you recall, everything shut down in the first quarter of the pandemic, and here we are going into the last quarter. And so tonight, I just really want to just take a moment and just share with you and just encourage you and say, hey, listen, give your brain a break. Give your brain just a break. You know what I mean? And then I just want to tell you, listen, I have a friend that said, yeah, Esther, tell them about how they could do some self-care in these COVID streets, right? So we're going to talk just, briefly about maybe one self-care activity, and that's taking that break, giving the brain a break, right? And so because there's just a lot going on, and many of us, if we have children at home, we're doing the virtual school. And listen, guys, I appreciate, number one, my heart goes out, my support goes out to parents that are doing virtual learning, right? And then my heart and parents, go out to grandparents who have their grandchildren, to where their grandchildren, they're the parents of their grandchildren. And so they're not even in grandparent mode. They're always in parent mode. And I say that because, as you guys know, my daughter-in-law and my son gave birth to two beautiful twin boys. Oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. And of course, they were born, 5 weeks early, as I told you guys. I think it was last week or week before last. I can't even remember. They're 7 days old as of Sunday. They're 7 days old now, and God is blessed. They're doing well. They're still going to be in the NICU for a while, for those of you who wanted an update. But so keep praying for them. And so while we're on that path, I also want you to keep praying for my friend and my business coach, Susie Carter. I want you to pray for her granddaughter, Naomi, who is still in the NICU, and she's doing better, but she's slowly coming out of the rough patch, but she's still there, guys. But we know that prayer works. And so I'm asking you to also pray for little Naomi, right? That blood clot that's in her brain. And I can say this because she's been putting out, asking for prayer. It's been on Facebook. And so we want to get all of the prayer warriors around to pray for little Naomi. That I say, because we want to be very specific with our prayers, right? Always remember that, guys, that when you're praying and when you're talking to God, because that's exactly what praying is. It's just communication with God, so be very specific. So we want to be specific, and we want to say, you know what, we're asking that the blood clot in Naomi's brain dissipates. It's just gone. And we know that God can do anything that we ask or think. As a matter of fact, he does above all of that. He goes above and beyond. And so we want to make sure that we do that. So those are two things. And so, hey, Kiki, from Missouri. Yeah, pray for the twins, and then Susie Carter's granddaughter. And so Naomi. So make sure, and of course, the parents are Amanda and Alan, and keep them in prayer because this is a tough time for the parents. And, especially during COVID where you can't be in the hospital all the time. You could only go, once a day. And this once a day as with my daughter-in-law, she can only go, to see them. And when she leaves, she can't go back. And so, my son can't go because it's just one person. So there's a lot that brings extra stress. So not only are the babies in the NICU, that's stress number one, but then the added extra stress, of course, is during this time of the pandemic. And so we want to make sure that we're just not just praying for the babies, but also praying for their parents as well, for their peace and for their comfort, and so we know that there's just absolutely nothing too hard for God and that he will do it. But let's just be very specific for them. And even as you're praying for yourself and what you're experiencing, be very specific for yourself as you are asking God to move and to do some things for you. Okay. So, hey, Miriam from Florida. Yay. So we've got people joining us. You're still joining in. Thank you so much. Going back to what I was saying before about, parents and grandparents. So listen, so while, our daughter-in-law was in the hospital and giving birth, of course, we had our other two grandloves that's 9 years old and 19 months, right? So gorgeous. And they are wonderful kids. Okay. We had no problems, no issues. They were great. Hey, Maddie. And so, but I started thinking and appreciating, when my daughter-in-law comes home from the hospital, our grandloves, they go home. And so while they were here, I had a great support system. It was me, my husband, my sister's here. I had Jaleesa, I had Ani, and so they were all here and we were all working together to make sure that our two, love bugs were doing well, that, my 9-year-old was grandlove was going on virtual learning and all of that. And so, we would sit down and just laugh about just all the different things, especially with the virtual learning. And so, I have to tell y'all, listen, parents, you got to pat yourselves on the back. Whatever job that you're doing, know that you are doing a good job because you can only do what you can do. Do, your best. And I know that a lot of parents, they're hard on themselves. They've got, listen, I celebrate you. I celebrate you because not only is it very challenging, I want to say, for the children to be online. I have to tell you, we went in, my grandson, he was, he's got the room and he's working and and we go in there to just make sure that check on him. And there he is playing something else. And we're like, hey. I said, are you listening to what the teacher's saying? He's like, oh, yeah. I said, no, you're not listening. And so I just think about how parents have to just really monitor their children while they are on the virtual learning. And if your child is at a center or another facility doing virtual learning, listen, I celebrate you because these are challenging times to where everybody has to pivot. Everybody has to pivot. And so these are times to where we just really have to give each other grace and ease. And we also have to give our children, grace and ease as they're pivoting. But my heart, guys, I tell you, it just goes out to all of you who are doing this. I'm just sorry, guys. I am just checking my Facebook page to make sure I'm communicating with everyone. But so yeah. So, I celebrate you, you got to give yourself a pat on the back and celebrate yourself because you're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. And listen, don't expect for it to be perfect because it won't be perfect. Just do the best that you can do. Do just the best that you can do, right? Do the best that you can do. And I celebrate you. I celebrate you. And for those, hey, Dr. Delsey. So, if, and then if you're a grandparent that, you're keeping your grandchild, right? And, and your grandchild lives with you. So now you're not the grandparent, you're really the parent. I celebrate you as well because, when you turn at a certain age and you're thinking your kids are gone and now you have your grandkids, doesn't mean that you don't love them. You love them, you love them. But now you don't get to enjoy them as much as grandparents. You now have to also be that parent. And guys, that looks so different than when you're the parent and then you're the grandparent. And so I want to celebrate you as well and pat yourselves on the back. And now you're that grandparent also doing virtual learning, right? So I celebrate you guys. And my heart also goes out to the teachers as well. That's just doing it, and all of the pivoting that everyone really has to do. So please don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace and ease. Give yourself grace and ease as we're getting through all of this. I like to say together. So part of your self-healing, part of your self-care, let's say, that I just want to briefly talk to you about is just giving yourself a break. Give your brain a break. Give your brain a break, right? And someone may say, well, what does that look like? What do you even mean? Well, guys, you know that how sometimes, your brain's always going. Let's say you're doing virtual learning. You're thinking, my son's on a schedule. I have a schedule. This is on a schedule. Everything is on a schedule. And that's great because a schedule is actually what you need to accomplish everything that needs to be accomplished. But now what I would like for you to do as you've got your schedule, because we've talked about this in the past, especially if you coach with me, then we've talked about that whole time management schedule. So now what I'd like for you to do is embedded in your schedule, I would like for you to give your brain a break. Boom. That's just it. So you need to put in that schedule from whatever time, that from 1 to 2 o'clock or whatever time, I'm going to shut my brain down. I'm just going to shut it down. I'm going to not focus on what the task is, the rest of the tasks that I have to accomplish. I'm not going to focus on the next project that I have to do. Or if I'm facing challenges, I'm not going to focus on my challenges right now. If I'm feeling, that I'm just feeling like a little maybe depressed or just under the weather, I'm not going to focus on that as much, right? I'm just going to focus on me. And what I'm going to do as I focus on me is I'm going to give my brain a break. That means I'm going to shut my cell phone off or silence it. I may even walk outside and just begin to take a walk. I'm not going to think about anything. I'm going to just, free my mind about thinking about whatever challenges or whatever is going on that day or whatever I need to do. And so that may mean if you're near water, go sit out by the water. If you're not, just go take a walk. Maybe you can get away and maybe you could just go for a drive. Maybe you can go sit and just meditate. But what I would like for you to do is put in there, this is my brain fuel. I need to give my brain a break from thinking, a break from solving problems, a break from, looking at all of the challenges. I'm going to give my brain a COVID break, meaning I'm not going to think about the pandemic and everything that's involved around it. And someone may be saying, how can you do that when you're surrounded? And I just want to invite you to try it just one time. Try it and do it, because you will find, as I have found with myself, that if I just walk away, if I put everything down and I don't focus on what's going on, or the challenges I'm facing right now, or all of the projects and all of these things that I need to get done within by close of business or within the next 24 hours. If I could just put that down, even guys, even if it's for 15 minutes, start small. If you're saying, wow, an hour is way too long for me, then start small. Start with 5 minutes. Start with, then increase it to 10, and then increase it to 15. But the point is that you're giving your mind, you're giving your brain a break. You're walking away and you're thinking about, think about those pleasant things. Think about those things that's going to cause you to relax. I like to walk outside and I like to look at the trees, that's in my backyard. And I look at the beauty of God's world. And I forget. I don't, I shut things off. I don't listen to the news, right? I may turn on music that just settles me and calms me. And so that's really what I want to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you to do that, is to just really give your brain a break. And so some of the things that what I have found is that, and by the way, I just want to tell you that psychologists recommend this. Psychologists, psychiatrists, they recommend that many times we're so busy working and our wheels are always turning. And if we don't give our break, we'll never have those aha moments. You understand what I mean? Well, and so giving your giving your brain a break allows you to have an aha moment. Because that's when you have time to really just think about other things. I like to say, that's even when you have time to where you could even really hear God, talking to you, right? And so making sure that you have those times to where this is just a brain break. I'm on a brain break. And so go. And so make sure, so your number one duty tonight is, as you're looking at your calendar for tomorrow and for the rest of the week, and as you're thinking about work and you're thinking about your household and you're thinking about your your virtual learning, your kids, and all of those things, right? I want you to say, embedded in this, I'm going to give myself a 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour brain break. I'm going to give my brain a break, and I'm going to step out. That means that if you're working in a certain area within your home, you need to step out of that area. So that's to step out of that area. So if you're inside all day, step outside for a few minutes. Step outside, go for a walk. If you don't want to walk down the street, walk around your yard. Do something that's outside of where you are presently, or where you're doing all the work. Go, you understand what I mean? So step out. If it's just challenges that you're facing and you've got to address all these challenges, again, step away from it. And how do you step away from it? So you step away from it by, number one, shutting it down. And if someone says, I need for you to solve this now, you can say, you know what? Let me get back to you in 15, 20 minutes, but step away from it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. And get out and walk. Smell the fresh air. Hey, Miss Nikki from California. Yes, go outside. I love it. Go outside. I love the water, but I'm not, I'm 45 minutes from the beaches, but I'll walk outside. And sometimes that's what you need to do. Sometimes when I give my brain a break and I step away, I may jump in my car and I just may go to Dunkin' Donut and get coffee, or I go to Starbucks or whatever it is. The goal is that you just got to step away, but you don't want to step away and you're still talking on the phone or you're still doing all these different things, right? You want to give your brain a break. You want to shut it down. And when you shut it down, you want to be present with yourself. Take the time to be present with you. Who are you? What is it that you love? What makes you happy? Get present with yourself. And then once you get present with yourself, you can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to just now get present with God. Can I tell you that when you shut your brain down and the wheels aren't turning, right? That's when you can have your biggest aha moments. That's when you could hear that little voice speaking to you, either audibly or in your heart, and it's just so healthy, guys. But get present. Love on you, because when you love on you, then you can love on everybody else. And so that's what I want to share with you tonight. Hey, Mama Willa, that's what I want to share with you tonight, is that you give your brain a break. And guys, before you go to bed at night, if your brain is, like, for me, I know, like, for example, on Sunday nights, at a certain time on Sunday, like clockwork, I have stopped enjoying my Sunday, and then my brain is going into Monday like clockwork. So I have to work on shutting my brain down, because I'm already into Monday. I've solved all of Monday's issues and potential issues and challenges. Okay. So I know when I'm telling you, been there, done that, I got to just shut it down. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. This is good for self-care. So give yourself a brain break and get in the presence of just you. Yeah. Ashley says, yeah, I'm starting tonight, a brain break. Exactly. Start it tonight. Don't wait and say, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. No, start tonight. And say, okay, I'm shutting down. And like I said, it could be for 5-10 minutes or whatever. If you're in virtual school during the day and you may need a brain break during the day, walk out and say, okay, when your son or your daughter, your child is on that virtual break, then that may mean for you to walk out as well. Pick that time that's good for you, right? And always give yourself that brain break, right? And pick that time and just shut it down. No kids, no nothing. It's just you. Mama Willa, we come on every Monday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right? So Eastern Standard Time, I think it's 5:30 Pacific Time, right? 5:30. Yeah, 5:30. Got to count it on my fingers, guys. Okay. Yeah, there's notifications. It does get notified, and if you turn on the notifications on your Facebook page, because we're on the Facebook, both of my three Facebook pages, the Festa Della Donna page, the prayer group page, my personal page, and we're also on YouTube. And speaking of notification, and when we come on live, beginning on Monday, October 26th, I'll be doing 6 weeks of healing and happiness. And I'll be coming on. This will be Facebook Live every day, Monday through Saturday, beginning next week at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And every day I will be having, just about every day, I think except for one day, I'll be having a special guest to come on and speak about healing and happiness, how they're connected, and what their story was and how they were healed. And I have phenomenal guests coming on. I've got Nikki that's coming on, and she'll be talking about healing the inner child. Yasmina is coming on. Yasmina is in Belgium. Yetta is coming on, and Yetta is in Ottawa, Canada. I've got Robin Moore, Dr. Robin. She's coming on from Missouri, and a few other people that's coming on. Julie is coming on, and they will be talking about healing and happiness. All of us will, and so it's going to be a juicy conversation as we journey together, as we discover the importance of healing our body, our soul, our mind, in every area, and how it leads to happiness and longevity, and how it leads to wellness, and how it also leads to success. And so I'm super excited about it. I feel really passionate about this subject, because I think we're living in a time where so much healing is needed on many levels. And guys, I got to tell you, healing isn't a one and done. In other words, what I'm saying to that is, many of us, we need healing around money. We've been struggling with it. We need healing. We don't even understand why we're still struggling with money, no matter what we do. Sometimes it's because we have to discover the healing that we need from it, right? We've had trauma, childhood trauma, so many different things. And then on top of that, we've got COVID happening, healing, so much grief, healing. And then when we're better as adults and we could serve our children better, we could be better parents and better grandparents and better uncles and aunts. We could be better friends, And so I'm excited. Healing and happiness beginning next Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's during the day because no matter where you are in the world, I want to encourage you to tune in and join us on next week. So I'm super excited. Listen, I want you, I don't see Val is in there to type everything in for me. So give me a minute and I'm going to type it in. I want you guys to share it with your friends and join. And even if you can't join during the day, listen, do the replay and let us know where you're from and let us know, hey, it's the replay. And, let me know you're listening. If you have any questions, for the people that are coming on, let us know, email me at, go on my website, right? And let us know, right? Because we will answer your questions as much as we can. So 6 days, I'm going to put it right here, of healing and happiness. And that is the Facebook Live, right? And it will be, here we go, guys, Facebook Live, and it will be at 1:30 p.m., right? Beginning next Monday. Super, super excited for 6 days. We're going to be together. Enjoy, share it with everyone, and come on in and join us. So that's beginning next week. Also, I want you to connect with me on my Facebook page and see the different things that we have available and the different things that we're doing. I'm super excited because we are about to roll out our 2021 Festa della Donna, our celebration of women schedule, and our retreat. Woohoo! And we've got several things, guys, coming up before 2021, but you have to tune in to Facebook Live to find out when it is. But I want you to keep your ears open. Watch out for the emails. Watch out for the newsletters. If you do not have it, make sure you go in and you sign up to get our newsletter, right? Go to my website and I just put it on there, okay? And sign up for the newsletter so you could get all of the information. But I do want you to mark your calendars for March 2021 for our 6 night, I believe it is, or 5 nights, 4 days. Is it how it goes? No, 4 nights, 5 days retreat at the Outer Banks. And of course, our pre-retreat celebration will be March 6th at the Riverfront in Wilmington. So super excited, and all of the information will be coming out, and I want you to definitely come and join us. And listen, we're all on a path of healing, so let's heal together and let's grow together and let's support each other. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on next Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 6 days of healing and happiness. Super, super excited. 6 days. I don't have the S on the day, but y'all know what I mean, right? And of healing and happiness. So I can't wait for you to join me. I love you guys. Take care. God bless you. Thank you for taking the time out. And I will see you next Monday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. God bless. Don't forget to give your brain a break starting tonight and put it now in your daily schedule. Give your brain a break.